All right, let's get off football a little bit. We're going to talk, is it golf?
Golf.
We're talking golf. Want to welcome to the show head coach of the McAllen Memorial Golf Team and an all-around good guy and the PA voice of McAllen's Veterans Memorial Stadium, Coach Celso Gonzalez. Coach, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Tony. I didn't know I had all those accolades.
Well, I try to build you up. I want to make sure that everybody realizes what you do.
Oh, I just love it. I do it for the love, Tony. You know that.
You have a golf tournament coming up, Coach?
Yes, sir. We're starting our 2015-16 school year. The McAllen ISD Classic is a start off, and I'm here while I'm speaking with you. I'm in the parking lot at Palmview Golf Course, and we are working the McAllen Amateur, and the course is in great shape.
So if somebody wants to get some rounds in today at Palmview, that's not happening, huh?
No, you're not even going to get softballs to hit up the range.
Man, that's rough.
It's rough, Tony, but when you have 150 players that are playing a golf tournament that's the best in South Texas, in my opinion. Carlos Espinosa, the head of golf there at Palmview, does a great job, and he's very friendly to high school golf also.
How big is the high school golf program right now? When we talk about you talk about football and you talk about basketball and volleyball. Obviously, golf isn't on those numbers spectrum.
No, it's really not. But you know what? A lot of good golfers have gone on to play at the next level. For instance, have you been keeping up with the web.com? We have Abraham Ansel from Sherryland. He started at Odessa College, went 1 year there, and then transferred to Oklahoma. And, it's hard for a Longhorn to say that, Tony. I'm sorry, but,
I understand.
He is my favorite Oklahoma Sooner. He's my only Oklahoma Sooner that I will root for. But he was All-American, and then he won on the web.com, and he's going to be able to play in the PGA Tour next year.
If we're talking about golf programs here in the Valley, which would you say is the strongest and most successful?
Well, there's a handful, and the most successful here recently, of course, is Sherryland. They've got a great coach in Fernando Rodriguez and a good friend of mine, and he does a great job there motivating his kids. I mean, a lot of his kids are pretty much, been into golf for about, let's say, 10 years already. And so, we kid around with him. I do. He's the NBA coach. He's a bus driver, but, you still have to coach him. And they're still 17, 18-year-olds, and, they're going to think that way. And that's where the coaching part comes on some of these great golfers that we have.
Now, I know as an adult playing golf, it's hard for me mentally, and obviously I'm not a very good golfer to begin with. How hard is it when you get a 15, 16, 17-year-old and you're supposed to coach them and show them the love of the game?
Well, it's a pleasure to have that, to get them that polished. But when you get them fresh from middle school, and some of our middle schools in the Valley do not have a middle school program.
Like McAllen ISD?
Thank you, Tony. And but it's hard because golf, like you said, you just can't pick it up and expect to hit it 200 yards straight. It's a lot of mental part of it, and you have to have you have to have your tempo down. You have to have your swing, and it's hard, Tony. But we do, and there's some where they hit that one golf shot that it goes like it's supposed to. And you just see that glow on the face of these kids. And you try to tell them, you have it. Just as much as you put into golf is as much as you get out of it.
Head coach Celso Gonzalez of the McAllen Memorial Golf Team. He's the PA guy at McAllen's Veterans Memorial Stadium. You may find him officiating a game or two down the road. He's joining us here in the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio 1700 and 956sports.com.
Coach, I got a question about golf and all your years coaching. How many players have you had that were named like Muffy or, like the Richie names?
The only one that I've had, and I mean, come on, Jake, you put me on the spot, but there's only one, and his name was Gregory Goldsmith, but we called him Dose. And he was Gregory Goldsmith II. very successful. He made it to state his freshman year as
Wow.
an individual, and then he was one of my leaders that led my golf team in 2002 to the state tournament. We won the regional tournament, and he went on to play at Vanderbilt in 4 years. His Snedeker was his teammate, and it's just not too many will have that. Of course, we have Papito Gonzalez.
Yeah.
You know, the
Houston.
little nickname, but not a muffy. Come on now.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a muffy, they better hit it 350 yards.
Now, my actual, I think, top 2 or top 3 sports movies is actually a golf movie. It's not Caddyshack.
Tin Cup.
Tin Cup. What's your favorite golf movie?
Well, it all depends what kind of mood you're going to be in. But, you know, of course, Caddyshack. And, you know, I'm about as old as that movie. And that's a fun movie to watch. And then you have the Beggar Vance, you know, The Legend of Beggar Vance.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of those serious movies that really, I mean, that's what golf is all about. You know, it's just a lot of dedication among the individual because it is an individual sport. And you just have to love the game. I mean, if you don't love the game and you're just trying to try to learn and not to get better, it's not going to be fun.
Coach, on the upcoming tournament, how's it going to work? Who's going to play? Give us the details on how we can help.
Okay, well, you know, we have the best of the best here at our tournament. The top 4, in my opinion, you know, of course, I have the Mustangs, and then you have the Rattlers of Sherryland. You have the Panthers of Westlaco, and the Golden Eagles of Hannah and Bella. Those are probably the top 5, in my opinion. But, you know, as far as individuals, you have some individuals. But the teams, we try to pair them up the first day according to their averages of the team. And then, of course, the second day, we go with pure scores and the competition is getting better, Tony. I mean, it's just the kids are working hard. You know, a lot of them have summer golf. They might not have a summer coach or whatever, but they stay active in the South Texas Junior PGA, the Rio Grande Valley Junior Golf Association. They do a great job on promoting junior golf in the summer. That's competitive golf. If you want to do learn golf, of course, you got the Parks and Rec in every major city here that has it. The First Tee in Brownsville has a great program, and you know if we can get more involved in junior golf, my job will be a lot easier.
And if we can get you golf at the district level as well.
Oh yeah, I mean. The definition of, you know, a lot of times they say, oh, you're the golf coach. They think we're golf pros. I mean, we love golf. We played a lot of golf, but we're not golf pros. We're golf coaches. And we can just get somebody that's already, all we have to do is fine tune them, you know, especially mentally, and they'll be successful.
How often does that happen, though? I mean, you know, that you get one that you just need to fine tune. Because I don't think you know, a good friend of mine, a good friend of ours, Julio Gonzalez, has tried teaching me the way to golf, and he says I love getting a kid who has just got no golf experience because they don't have any of the bad habits, they don't have any mañas, and you can mold with them. You can mold them at that point.
I agree. I mean, in golf, you know, you learn a lot of bad habits, and if you have fresh minds. You teach them the right way. Of course, there's the 3 fundamentals. You've got the swing, the grip, and the stance. And if you can get that, just like Coach, I believe is Leal from Donna's, you know, middle school, we don't care if they shoot well, fundamentals, you know. That's the main thing when you start with junior golf. And you get them the right fundamentals, and they're fundamentally sound, and then they can go to a coach and tweak their swing. But, you know, it's just... it's hard, but, you know, you do have one of those every once in a while, and I've got a good one, and Carlos Reyes, he's my senior, and you have some upcoming freshmen coming up, sophomores. You have Jimmy Lee from Sherryland that's, he's, you know, well-known in the junior golf world, and hopefully these kids can be successful and put us on the map as far as golf goes.
Now, I know that every coach or every teacher, when you see your players, when you see your former students years after and they come back and they give you, hey, listen, you're part of the reason why I was so successful. Do you run into kids on the golf range and do they ever tell you, hey, listen, I shot this under par because a lot of the stuff that I learned from you?
Well, it's not. I do run into a lot of my former students, and they say that. But the ones that I really run into are old football players, basketball players. And they say, Coach, if I let her heard or listened to you back then. I said, I was trying to tell you, son, you can play free golf for 4 years, and have fun at it because golf is very expensive sometimes.
Yeah.
And but just to see them, because it's a lifelong sport. You can play it until you're 80 with the handicaps and the two different tees. It makes it very challenging, but yet very even for everybody to play.
My difficulty is at the 19th hole, Coach. I'm not going to lie. That's where I
well,
tend
Tony,
to.
Hey, before the 19th hole, when I tell my kids, I said, if you kind of go to the left, what do you call? If you're a right-handed golfer, Tony, what do you call that?
Is that a hook?
No, that's a hook, correct. If you go to the right, what is it, Tony?
A slice?
Okay, and if you hit it down the miracle, it's a miracle.
That's right.
So you know what? I always tell them, let's hit a lot of miracles today, just to get to the mindset in the right way. Because, if they think too much about golf, it's not going to work.
That's exactly the way. Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck. You got the big tournament coming up next weekend. On the football-related question, Thursday night was the big game. Trevor Spates broke the All-Valley rushing record. What is your thought process there?
Well, Tony, I've been privileged to be the announcer there at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium starting my 17th year.
Wow.
I started with hair, and it was black, okay? So
it was a red beard back in the day?
Red beard. I told you, Tony, when I saw you, yes, it will turn this color. But just to let you know, to see Trevor, he's phenomenal. I've had the privilege of seeing not just Mustangs, but Nicky Rowe Warriors and the Bulldogs. They've had some great talent, running backs, quarterbacks, whatever, wide receivers. But Trevor is just a very special running back. I've never seen anybody that wants to initiate the hit. Don't be coming like you're going to hit him, because he's going to hit you first. And if you had that chance, if not, he's going by you. So to me, to see the old record holder for Memorial, Bradley Stevens, on the sidelines, and I had the privilege to see him. And a lot of people want me to compare him. Bradley was very talented in his own way. He didn't want to get hit. I guarantee you that. Trevor is very talented, but he wants to hit you, and that's what I see. Bradley would finesse you. His moves would be not to get hit. But with Trevor, it's a different story.
I was watching the game. We were streaming the McAllen ISD feed on 956sports.com Thursday night and listening to Mario Reyna and Mark May, who do a great job at play-by-play in color. They said that Bradley Stevens' original sport was football, not football.
Yeah, soccer.
He was a soccer guy and actually was part of the junior national soccer squad that could have gone on to play that, but he decided that for scholarship opportunities, it'd be better if he played football.
That's what I heard. In fact, his mother and my wife taught elementary together, and I've seen Bradley. I've known Bradley since he was in elementary, and he was playing soccer with glasses. Bradley is a natural. That God, has given talent to people, and he's a natural. And yes, I heard he was one heck of a soccer player.
17 seasons in that press box. Who is the best athlete you've seen take that field?
Oh, Tony.
And we're not gonna hurt any feelings. Just the one name that you say, this has been the cream of the crop. This is the one.
Well, football's a team sport. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the 12-0 Mustangs, back from Matthew Coppin. I mean, Matthew was a great quarterback, but without it, I mean, I'm not. I hope I don't step on his toe, but I've never seen anybody like Trevor. I mean, he just his moves, he hesitates, and then his burst of speed. He's either going to run over you or he's going to go around you. But you know, I've been a Mustang for 27 years, Tony, and you know, I'm not biased toward the Mustangs, but as far as that one special football player, I've got to call it out on Trevor.
All right, amigo. I appreciate you, and I'm glad that we were able to get you on and talk a little golf this morning, talk a little football, and I guess you got more golf coming up for you today, right?
Yes. Let me just throw a little. I got the McAllen Amateur. It's great competition, but also Senator Eddie Lucio from Brownsville is sponsoring a junior golf tournament today in Monte Cristo in Edinburgh for junior golf. He's always been a big supporter of junior golf. He was one of the reasons why we got the regional tournaments rotated among Region 4, and I just wanted to give a shout-out to him and thank him for everything he has done for junior golf.
You know what Senator Lucio's creed is, right?
No, what is it?
If you're having a good hair day, you're having a good day.
Yeah, I'm going to add that. He probably will say a bad day on the golf course is better than a good day anywhere else.
That is a fact, my friend. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Tony, love you guys. I just found out you had your show back. You know, I've been with you since the ESPN days. I missed you, Tony, and Jake. Thanks for having such a great show.
Oh, I was waiting for something.
Yeah, don't get verklempt, okay? Don't get watery on me, okay? All right, boys. I got to go to the McAllen Amateur, and hey, have a great weekend.
You too, amigo. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Coach Celso Gonzalez joining us here in the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio 1700. What an incredible guy. I mean, you look at the thing that he's done, and it's 17 years, PA guy at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, 27 years as a McAllen Mustang educator, the golf coach there. And I've spoken to current golfers, and I've spoken to former golfers of his that absolutely love the man. So, you know, you got to be doing something right. I mean, I'm sure that you have – well, no, I don't think you'd have anybody that loved you when you were their coach. Or
No. They love if I would die, maybe. But no. And he's got a very distinct voice.
Yes,
he
does.
His voice, you know that voice.
He's got some great pipes on him.
Yeah.
Had most fun announcing last night's Roe Laredo United game. Can I tell you why?
Why?
Because it was the Longhorns.
Oh, yeah.
And there was always a little extra Longhorn first down. It was like, hey, dude, it's the wrong squad.
I did hear one time he goes, great play by number something. You know, and I was like,
he was calling Longhorn football
Yeah.
last night. He was calling Longhorn football. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. Who is joining us up next in the Huddle?
some guy named Trevor.
Trevor. Some guy. We might have him on. Trevor Spates.